All right, everyone, this is the East Coast Economic Update for June the 22nd, 2009. Some issues that I would like to share with you. One of them is found on Bloomberg, and I will read the title exactly, and of course everything will be over here. The title of this article, which was first put in the top area of Bloomberg's windows on the Bloomberg terminal, at 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 10 o'clock in the morning it was gone, and I had to hunt for it. Title goes, Insiders Exit Shares at the Fastest Pace in 2 years. Basically, the article goes on to say that all the big boys bailed the heck out in the last 2 to 3 weeks. We're talking most of the monies from major institutions like Morgan, like Bank of America, and so forth. The last time something like this happened, they said, was 2 years ago. It's the fastest in 2 years. Actually, the last time they really bailed out like this at this volume was a time in 1929, just before the Great Crash. I'm going to leave this up to you to read and to experience for yourself. So it's deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra said many, many years ago. The last time they bailed out, they didn't bail out as quickly, but they bailed out around the same time last year, just before the crap hit the fan. So that's something for you should experience. Another issue that I wanted to show you was basically, besides the markets taking a crap, even though the news was mediocre, except for that one article that was there from 7 a.m. to about 10 a.m. One of the other issues is that the IMF and the World Bank are expecting a world contraction of world GDP to 2.9%. Okay, that doesn't sound like much, but 3% would put us in a Great Depression. I think maybe they're tweaking the numbers. Thirdly, and more interestingly, 48% of 48 states out of 50 and the District of Columbia are over 10%. Actually, if you go down to halfway through the article, which I will also have right there, it's not quite 10%, it's more like 10.6%. So it's kind of strange that we're at 9.4, 9.5, but yet the entire United States of America is at 10.5, and that's, you know, those trick numbers, not the shadow stat numbers, which are saying that we're closer to 17 or 18%. The 16 is 17.5%. Two anecdotal things that I want to share with you. First, I got a rude awakening this morning in my mailbox. When I showed up at work today, I got my annual taxes for my commercial building, which I don't own the building, but under New York state law, the commercial taxes are the responsibility of the tenant. That would be myself. In the years past, my taxes have increased between 5 and 7%. This year, it increased by 30%. 30% in 1 year. That's unprecedented. Now, I have a rather small space, about 1,600 square feet. I know there's a hardware store and a few other places next to me that are substantially bigger, and I know for a fact that I might be a little frightened and struck upside the head, but these guys, it could be the difference between having a business and not having a business. Second anecdotal issue. Today, out of 30 customers that I had today, 10 of them had lost their jobs or lost their jobs in the last 2 weeks, and decided, after they went to 2 interviews or 3 interviews, realized that there were more applicants than there were jobs, and decided to not look for work this summer. But instead, some of them are doing triathlons, some of them are doing marathons, some of them are just trying to get fit. Great for me in the short run. I think I mentioned this once before, but now now it was 1 or 2 a week. Now it was 10 in 1 day. So that is disturbing in the middle of New York City, in the middle of summer. It's telling me that if this starts to increase, and of course I've also gotten a few young people who have graduated from college. We had 2 high school graduations today, and there'll be 2 more, a number of more between Tuesday and Wednesday. those people are looking for summer jobs. I usually get 2 or 3 applicants a year asking for work. In the last 2 days, and apparently on Saturday, my manager told me I had a total of 15 people looking for work, part-time, even if I let them work 1 day a week. That is unprecedented. Folks, the numbers are lying. So we will see what's happening. So I will leave you those things. I'd like to, one, apologize to my video folks who do my economic videos. I'm sorry for using the squeaky chair for a religious video. I will make it a point not to use the squeaky chair for religious videos. I apologize. The other is an appeal. Many of you may know Dan from Awake and Dangerous. Apparently he had some computer problems back in April. I had emailed him and also left him a comment saying that if he needed a new computer, I had an old one and I was just looking for an excuse, a laptop that I would like to give up and get a new one for, and if he wanted it, I was going to give it to him free of charge. I tried personal messaging him. I tried commenting on his videos. It seems that he has not responded. If any of you guys know what's going on with Dan, I would like to know. I'm concerned about him. I really think what he was doing was incredibly good, and he's a fabulous fellow, and I think he'd be a great loss if he doesn't get back on, especially now in the next couple of months. I think we're going to need Dan and guys like Dan more than ever. So if you can find out for me, if any of you guys know his personal emails, I'm not asking for his personal email, but if you can reach out to him and see if he can and PM me, I will give you my personal email, and he can reach me. If Dan, if you're watching this video, if you need a new computer, I do have an extra. I'd rather give it to you because you're going to use it for the purposes of enlightening the YouTube community, and I would be proud to give you that laptop. It's not the greatest laptop in the world, but it works. It has no viruses on it. And I'll just take my information off of it and I will mail it to you free of charge. One other thing. I'm going to list here. If you guys have about 6 hours to blow this weekend, a gentleman named Patriotsundergod, as I refer to him as Pug. Patriotsundergod, I just want to tell you, you need to get a video camera. You're the man. Patriotsundergod gave me this video that he found on Google Video. It was difficult to find. It was called Commanding Heights. It looks like the guy who does the voiceovers for Frontline on PBS, if you've ever watched that, does this documentary basically on globalism. It's almost like you're sitting in a CFR meeting and they're explaining to you what they've been doing for the last 60 years, 70 years. So if you want, for any of you guys who are like, what the heck is going on? I have no idea, what John's saying, what, Cassandra's saying, or, Cassandra Carmen at Cassandra Review, or Fever I Am, or whatever. This stuff is concise, but you're definitely going to need a latte or at least an espresso and be able to give yourself, about an hour and a half, like go for a run, come back, kind of shake your skull open, and then go to the next video. I will list Commanding Heights 1, 2, and 3. It's kind of interesting. If you tried to Google it on their thing, Commanding Heights, it doesn't come up. It comes up as capital C, capital H, hyphen 1, CH, hyphen 2, and so on. I wonder why they did that. Maybe because, well, Patriotsundergod, you're the guy. You're the man. Because I couldn't find it, you passed it on to me, and it is the best piece of documentary explanation of how globalism works and how it's morphed and how different angles and attitudes have gone around. So I'm going to leave that for you. Each one is an hour and 55 minutes. It is worth the watch. All right? One short little note: I'm going to try to see if I can get a wireless for my cabin, so I can send you email, so I can send you guys videos from there. I will do what I can. I'm leaving on the 1st. Hopefully, you'll see me before Shabbos, which will be unfortunately the 4th of July. So I will keep you informed if anything changes. Peace, guys.